Many thanks for joining us on the newsroom. I am Tamilore Akinkwole, and these are headlines and stories that are trending currently. With the Presidential Petition Tribunal resuming hearing today, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, and his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed, attended the Presidential Election Petition Court hearing in Abuja. Though Obi had attended a number of proceedings in the past few weeks, Dati Ahmed attended court proceedings for the first time today, a day after the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Labour Party is expected to call just one witness today, while the party had previously said it will call 50 witnesses to testify against the victory of Tinubu and will need 7 weeks to get this done. The National Industrial Court has upheld the no work, no payroll by the federal government in the suit filed against the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. The federal government had dragged ASU before the National Industrial Court over the demand of the union for the payment of their salaries from February 14 to October 7, 2022, when the strike was called off. According to the court, the no work, no payroll enforced by the federal government against members of ASU who went on strike last year is perfectly legal. In a judgment delivered by the president of the court, Justice Benedict Kanyep, the court held that it is within the right of the federal government to withhold salaries of workers who embark on industrial action. The Kwara State Governor and Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has cautioned on marketers to avoid imposing needless hardship on citizens through the creation of artificial food scarcity in the state and beyond. Rafiu Ajakaye, Chief Press Secretary for the Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, in a statement, says the present situation of no selling fuel to motorists without the government increasing the price was totally uncalled for, and asked for marketers to immediately discharge fuel to the public under the normal pricing system, since they had bought what they currently had at subsidized rates. He also disclosed that any filling station found to be ordered for will have their certificate of occupancy revoked, among other penalties. The possibility that COVID virus leaked from a laboratory should not be ruled out, a former top Chinese government scientist has said. As head of China's Center for Disease Control, Professor George Gao played a key role in the pandemic response and effort to trace its origins. In a possible sign that the Chinese government may have taken the lab leak theory more seriously than its official statement suggests, Professor Gao also revealed some kind of formal investigations into the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which was carried out. The federal government borrowed 6.07 trillion naira from the Central Bank of Nigeria through Ways and Means advances in 2022, according to recent data from the Apex Bank. Recently, the Senate and the House of Representatives approved the request of the President for Ways and Means advance restructuring, which then adds to the existing debt stock. The Ways and Means provision allows the government to borrow from the Apex Bank if it needs short-term or emergency finance to fund the late government's expected cash receipts or fiscal deficit. This pushed the federal government borrowing from the CBN from 17.46 trillion in December 2021 to 23.53 trillion in December 2022. And in a global scene, Ukraine has launched its biggest ever drone attack on Moscow on Tuesday, but air defenses destroyed all 8 of the drones, Russia had said, bringing the 15th-month war in Ukraine to heart of the capital. Drone attacks deep inside Russia has intensified in recent weeks ahead of an expected Ukrainian counter-offensive with strikes on oil pipelines. And in sport, Nigeria international Kelechi Iheanacho hopes to be back in the English Premier League soon after Leicester City was relegated to the Championship on Sunday. Though the Foxes claimed a 2-1 win over West Ham United in the final games in the 2022 and 2023 season, which was not enough to keep them in the top flight, as fellow strugglers Everton also managed a 1-0 win over Bournemouth, a vital victory enough to keep the Toffees in the Premier League ahead of the Foxes. And that's all on the newsroom at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Tamilore Akinkwole. Bye for now.